It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Bruce, trust me when I tell you, I've heard them all.
Not this one.
The excitement around the MCU is building again because recent Spider-Man 4 set photos finally revealed Mark Ruffalo returning as Bruce Banner. And it immediately sparked talk about something fans have been hoping for since 2008, a real shot at the Incredible Hulk 2. It almost feels like everything in the MCU is finally aligning in a way that makes a proper Hulk sequel possible, especially since the franchise is shifting into a new era where older heroes are being re-examined and given fresh, meaningful roles. So the moment Ruffalo stepped onto the Spider-Man Brand New Day set, people started wondering if Marvel was planting the seeds for Hulk to reclaim that powerful, angry form he hasn't shown in years. Because while Bruce Banner has stayed present in movies like The Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Thor Ragnarok, the Hulk we've seen since Endgame is a much calmer version. Smart Hulk fits into the MCU's tone, but it never captured the explosive side that defined the character back in 2008. So, these new photos feel like more than just a cameo. They look like the first step toward giving Hulk the same kind of solo spotlight other heroes received. And even though Ruffalo is still keeping everything vague, the timing of all this makes it easier than ever to imagine Marvel building toward the Incredible Hulk 2, especially with audiences wanting to see the rage-filled Hulk roar back into action. Spider-Man 4 itself is following the same tradition as Tom Holland's earlier trilogy by bringing in an Avenger to make the next chapter feel connected to the larger universe. After being absent since 2021, Peter Parker is about to return to theaters and filming is well underway. That's where Ruffalo comes in. Behind-the-scenes shots show him bundled in a green coat while waiting between setups, and the moment those images surfaced online, conversation about Hulk's future exploded. Ruffalo had already been rumored for months to be in talks for the movie, but now there's visual confirmation he's definitely on set. And although he's trying to stay cryptic in interviews, you can sense how much he wants to return as Banner in a bigger way. Because even when he plays coy, he's clearly excited about stepping back into the role. When asked about Spider-Man 4, he mentioned how every Marvel project gives him a new world to play in, and he genuinely seems energized by the creative possibilities. And that's what makes his presence here so important. It's not just a cameo, but a chance for Marvel to position him for something larger. Even though the plot details are still a secret, his involvement suggests that Hulk isn't just passing through, he's being woven back into the story in a way that can push him toward that long-awaited transformation back into the Furious Hulk. Ruffalo hasn't been seen on the big screen since the post-credit scene in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and the last time he appeared in full Hulk form was during She-Hulk Attorney at Law. That show placed him in a mentor role, guiding Jennifer Walters while managing his own responsibilities as a father after revealing Scar. Those scenes built up Smart Hulk's personality but didn't give him any dramatic conflict, which is exactly why Spider-Man 4 is such an interesting turning point. It creates an opportunity to reintroduce the kind of intensity that's been missing and slowly nudge Banner back toward a more primal state. Meanwhile, Spider-Man 4 is bringing back other major characters as well. Jon Bernthal is returning as the Punisher, marking his first MCU movie appearance, and Michael Mando is stepping back into the role of Mac Gargan, better known as Scorpion. On top of that, Sadie Sink was spotted on set in a mysterious role, adding to the growing list of surprises the film seems to have planned. The movie is arriving early in Phase 6, right before massive crossover events such as Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, so it looks like Marvel is using Spider-Man 4 to re-establish several beloved characters who will matter in the upcoming timeline. And even though no one knows whether Ruffalo will appear in those larger team-up movies, the fact that he's reappearing now is significant. Because whenever Marvel brings a character back right before a major crossover, it's usually a sign that they have something big planned. Adding Hulk back into the mix not only connects Phase 6 to the older MCU, but also introduces a chance to rebuild his narrative in a way that supports a second solo film. The TV side is also expanding, with projects such as Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Vision Quest, and a Punisher special arriving soon. But it's Spider-Man 4 that seems positioned to create the most direct pathway toward Hulk's next chapter. Peter's storylines often intersect with major MCU developments, and bringing Banner into a Spider-Man movie gives Marvel a natural place to tease Gamma-related trouble without needing to give Hulk a full arc yet. And that's where the possibility of Hulk reverting to his angry form becomes interesting. Over time, Smart Hulk has become predictable, controlled, calm, balanced. Even though his version helped the Avengers undo the snap, he hasn't shown signs of losing control or tapping back into the overwhelming anger that once defined him. In She-Hulk, he stayed level-headed through every conflict, which made fans wonder if the classic Hulk would ever return. But that tension, the idea that all his rage is still buried somewhere, gives Marvel the perfect opportunity for a transformation in a future film. Because in the comics, Scar is known for his brutal, confrontational nature, and Hulk often clashes with him in ways that force Banner to tap into older parts of himself. The MCU could easily use Scar as the emotional spark that pushes Hulk back into his primal state. And if Marvel wants to go even further, this could set up the ultimate storyline people have been waiting for, a World War Hulk-style story where Banner loses control after years of keeping the Hulk suppressed. A Hulk 2 film could show what happens when that buried fury finally breaks free. And everything Marvel is doing right now seems to support that direction. Captain America: Brave New World is bringing back characters from the original 2008 film, including Betty Ross and Samuel Stearns. Stearns, who became the leader, is finally returning after more than a decade, meaning Marvel is actively retconning the threads from Hulk's earliest story. President Ross is also in the movie, and with him becoming Red Hulk, the MCU is building the exact kind of threat that demands the return of classic Angry Hulk, not Smart Hulk. This is why a second Hulk movie makes so much sense at this point. Marvel is stacking all the puzzle pieces: Gamma experiments, returning villains, new Gamma-powered characters, and unresolved emotional arcs. The sequel could explore how Banner handles the internal conflict between his intelligence and his rage, and how dangerous it becomes once that suppressed fury resurfaces. A storyline like that wouldn't just bring back Angry Hulk, it would evolve him, letting Mark Ruffalo explore a version of the character that's been waiting since 2012 to return. Even the darker ideas Edward Norton originally proposed about Hulk functioning like a conscious dreamer wrestling with trauma and transformation could inspire the direction of the sequel. The MCU could modernize that concept, making the sequel about Hulk reclaiming the parts of himself he's avoided for years. It would feel like a natural continuation, not a reset. And with Marvel openly revisiting the Incredible Hulk through characters like Betty Ross, Samson, Leader, and Red Hulk, the stage is ready for Ruffalo's Hulk to step back into the spotlight with a story that actually revolves around him. With the multiverse expanding and old storylines returning, there's never been a better moment to bring back the rage-filled Hulk fans have been waiting for, and let Mark Ruffalo finally lead the sequel he deserves. And that's that for today's video, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.